everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Today, my office is actually in Merced, California. Merced, just north of Fresno and just south of Modesto. So it's kind of out there in the Central Valley. Great place. I happen to be at Tequila Restaurant, Tequila Tacos, something like that. And we're just finished eating, and guess what? There's no tequila. How can you go to a Mexican restaurant without tequila? I don't know either. And typically, we run into restaurants just opening. It's often like, well, next week, next month, 6 months from now. Probably a liquor license issue. And we understand those things happen. But the name of the restaurant is Tequila. Oh, my goodness. You let me down. Now we got the typical agave plants that you make tequila out of. Got the typical chips that you see in most Mexican restaurants. One of my pet peeves about Mexican restaurants, and we all love the chips and dip, chips and salsa they usually put on the table before your order comes. We want warm tortillas. We want warm chips. Even if they're not homemade, we want them to be warm. And that's not always the case. And hence, these were out of a bag, obviously, and not warm. The salsa was hot. Not really sure what was in it. It was horrible. The little thing, just making your chips warm, makes a difference. And naming your restaurant Tequila and not having tequila, well, that's a big pet peeve also. So if you don't have the margarita, the tequila, the cerveza, if you don't have the warm chips, what do you think will put you over the edge and make you just a little better than the other person or the other restaurant? How about good food? Good food. Now, I had a chili relleno, real simple. You got a big chili, they stuff it with cheese, and you get the rice and beans. And my chili relleno was hot and warm. The rice was kind of plain, could use a little more flavor, and the refried beans are, well, refried beans. Good or bad, you like them or you don't. But we also ordered nachos with chicken. Right, if you want just an appetizer, tie you over to the next meal, a little bit of nachos, hoping the chips would have been warm, but at least hoping the chicken in them would have been warm. And that was far from the truth. This breaded chicken, it wasn't even warm. So here we are. We have nacho chips, not warm. Some kind of salsa mix, not sure what it was. A restaurant named Tequila, no tequila. And our taco salad or the nachos with cold chicken in it. There was no cheese. The lettuce is supposed to be cold. We want those nice little chicken strips in it to bring out that zest. And usually you have jalapeno peppers too in these. It's a Mexican restaurant. We want that spice. We want that kick. We want something to say, yeah, everybody, you need to go to Tequila Restaurant. Now, we've all eaten at good restaurants through our lives. We've all eaten at bad restaurants. You can go to a Denny's and have great food one day, and the next day it could be horrible. In fact, this morning we went to a Denny's in Merced, and I swear every 5 minutes, no, probably every coffee pot, asking us if we want a refill. That's amazing service. And then every 10 minutes, you want something else? Can we get to something else? Can we introduce you here? Service was fantastic. The food, it's okay. It's Denny's food, but it was okay. I would definitely go back, not for the food, but for the service. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about. Yeah, we did not have the best food in this restaurant. It's funny, too. In one room, there was Mexican music. In one room, in the other one, they had different music. And the rooms are tied together. And on the bathroom walls, sure, you have women. It said women. And then it said men's. A possessive form. What's men's? It should say men. M-E-N is plural. Women, W-O-M-E-N is plural. There's no apostrophe S after any one of those. And there was a misspelling or two in the menu. Now, I hate to bash places. I do, but I didn't like the food. I didn't like the service. I didn't like the menu misspelled wrong. And I did not like the opportunity. The food wasn't great, and there was no drink in sight. I went with the horchata, kind of a substitute that was okay, and it was all right, but it's just powdered rice milk. It was nothing spectacular. It didn't stand out. And I've seen other Mexican restaurants in Merced. I'm just kind of passing through. There's probably some great restaurants here that I just have not experienced yet. Now, sometimes we're too quick to judge. We go to a place one time, and it could be the worst service. It could be the worst food. The hours, they may be open later than they say on the calendar. And we need to give people and businesses a second chance. We have to, because we can all have a bad day. The cook could have called in sick. The server could have been at home sick with the cold or something else. So it makes sense to give a second chance. But when you and I fail to meet our customers or clients' expectations, we don't need to go and complain, say, woe is me, this is happening, and I don't understand why my kid gets bad grades or whatever the situation is, because we all have stuff. But we can just kind of be humble and honest, say, yeah, I'm sorry, our cook was out today because of this, or I'm running late, my mom was sick, or whatever it is. We can be humble and mention that, but we don't have to go into the great details, because all of us have challenges every single day. All of us don't know what's going to happen the day in front of us. And typically that's okay. But darn it, when things are not going right. Now, here's what I want to tell you. Your server, your cook, your bartender may think they're doing everything perfect and don't realize there's a shortcoming. Don't realize there was the jalapenos on the nachos. Don't realize that maybe the food was subpar if you and I don't tell them. How do you and I know if we're doing right or wrong or good or bad if someone doesn't tell us? So we owe that to one another. And a lot of us want to complain, oh, it's horrible, that's horrible. That's not constructive criticism. That's just bashing someone that might have had a bad day. Now, if you come here day after day and you have the same service, the same food, and you don't like it, that's on you. You don't have to go back. But they obviously will think you enjoy it because you're not telling them differently. If someone gives you great service, tell them, tell the world, tell them in front of their boss. If you're getting bad service, kind of do that in private, especially with their boss in private. We don't need to advertise someone's having a bad day and things aren't working that particular moment. We all have shortcomings. We all have challenges, and that's all right. I'm going to do my best to enjoy the rest of my time in Merced right now during my travels, because I love to travel. I love to eat. I love different kinds of ethnic foods I haven't tried before. And it's so darn important for us to go out there and try something new as often as we can. They're going back to Denny's today. Well, we're not going back to Denny's today, but it was great. I definitely would go back. The food was good. It's typical, to get at a chain restaurant. But the service was better than most places I go to. And when you have that great service, acknowledge it, tip well, and understand a lot of waitresses and servers, they get less than minimum wage. At least I think most of them do, and they have to make up the difference in tips. I don't believe in just tipping everyone just because. I believe in tipping good service really well. And not so good service, that's a hit and miss with me. It all has to do with the mutual respect and how I feel treated. So if I'm working for so much money and I need to make a certain amount to pay my bills and make a living, you better believe you're going to get great service from me. Anyways, we're here in Merced at Tequila Restaurant. And I'm not telling you it's great or bad. I had a bad experience. but you might have a better one. Please let me know if you did, so we can brag to the world how it got bigger and better as time went on. Think about it. This could be your restaurant, it could be your livelihood. Make sure we support one another, respect one another, and help out wherever we can. Back to you. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Bye now. Out of Merced. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day. Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Today, my office is actually in Merced, California. Merced, just north of Fresno and just south of Modesto.